Forge is dead, officially, and I don't think he's ever coming back. And here's proof. Forge's death box. This one-of-a-kind, genuine, limited-run commemorative facsimile is the perfect way to pay your respects to the fallen, favoured son of the Outlands. The often imitated but never defeated, except for the one-time hyper-fighting Federation champion Jimmy Forge McCormick, gone but not forgotten. This permanently unlocks the unique steel-cut weapon charm, yours to keep forever. Thanks for playing. This is Forge, this is his death box here. I mean, Revenant completely went and killed this legend, and he's completely dead. You can go into this game now and pick up this charm, and it's added to your in-game loot. This is one of the coolest storytelling moments in Apex Legends so far. Let's talk about why this is such a cool storytelling moment. First, I'll show the cinematic trailer, which shows Forge getting killed by who is likely to be our next Season 4 legend, Revenant. And then I'll explain why all this happened and why it's so awesome.
We're sitting here tonight with James the Forge McCormick. It's great to have you here.
Of course it's great to have me here. But please, call me Jimmy.
Jimmy, your recent victories have qualified you to finally compete in the Apex games. What does that feel like?
Oh, it's been a wild ride to get here, but Hammond Robotics has had my back the entire way. I am blessed to have such great support behind me.
Now, you've been hailed by many as the people's champion, but some still believe that you are not ready to be an Apex legend.
Look, the legends are great and they deserve respect, but they've never faced anyone like me. And when we hit the ground, I dare any of them to bring the fight up close and personal.
We seem to be having some technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Don't worry.
Respawn has just bamboozled us hard. Forge was, well, just a Forge. Perhaps a made-up name, a made-up character, perhaps, just to divert our attention away from Revenant. This was kind of a crazy PR stunt. Why? Well, everybody kind of got themselves hyped up for Revenant. Obviously because he was data mined like crazy, but also because he was teased during the Fight or Fright event. To me, I feel like this is kind of Respawn's way of kind of staying ahead of the curve and creating content and story that is still refreshing and exciting. Everybody was talking about Forge, not because Forge was perhaps a legend that nobody was really interested in, but because everyone was so hyped and built up for Revenant. So it was kind of like a check yourself moment, you know. Respawn never said Revenant was coming. A lot of it was based down to rumors and data mined information. So I don't know, it was a really exciting moment to watch this. If we go to the Apex Legends Season 4 Battle Pass page on the EA official website, Forge is now appeared as dead. Rest in peace. So that's kind of crazy. I feel like this is such a cool developing story moment. Now, if you didn't know, Forge was in the game files for a very long time, perhaps when Season 3 dropped, or maybe a little bit after, and Forge was also hidden under a file that was named Season 4 Characters, or kind of along those lines. And it kind of got people starting to talk about who is this Forge character. They had Forge's abilities right in plain day. Forge had their abilities. I'll show them on screen now. A lot of people were expecting Forge to be a Season 4 character. A lot of talk started to build up about this Forge player, and then Respawn pulled the biggest bamboozle when they had their dev stream and they said, Forge is our next character, right? Then suddenly, instead of thinking about, okay, Revenant is next, this is what we know, this is what we're expecting, everybody suddenly started talking more, right? At that point, regardless of all of the latest data mines, all of the fans were completely unsure about what was going to happen, you know? Obviously, fans have already built up this strong like for Revenant, right? And then they pull this off, which created such hype But what's really cool is that they did it in this really great in-lore way, and they told a really great story about how the legends are very violent characters, and there's certainly a lot more on the line than it may otherwise seem. Now, we don't yet know whether Forge will still be in the game, but it seems like he's pretty dead. So yeah, that's something to consider. Respawn did a really good job on this story, and it should tell us that we should be very careful about listening to data mines in the future, because it is unreleased content, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the content we're going to get next. So yeah, it's better, I feel like, and more enjoyable for us to experience the content firsthand, the things that they share us, the official reveals and everything like that. It creates such a more interesting, engaging experience for a player. So I'm going to be turning away from leaks on this channel. You may have noticed that because my opinion has shifted, and this is kind of a great example of why. In summary, this whole Forge campaign was Respawn's way of taking back control of their own story and universe and setting the narrative and pace with their own content instead of the leaks that constantly have come out about this game. So good job, Respawn. I'm so hyped and so invested in this story, and I just cannot wait to see what happens next in the Outlands. And also, Revenant looks so awesome. Revenant, I'm definitely going to be playing you. I cannot wait for Season 4. It's going to be so exciting.